This is our space.
Voila.
This is our space.
Voila.
Time and space.
Voila.
Yes, sir.
Come on, running.
That's what I'm talking about. Farm with the farm up, yo.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everybody here. The Wake the Farm Up is definitely at its 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
This is our 1 year anniversary of the live show recordings where we're doing these things live.
Part 2. Live at the Atwood Amphitheater, Cincinnati, Ohio. October 5th, 2023. Special 1 year anniversary of 2 live shows. Swell, yeah!
Like, okay, we're a grassroots organization, but when are you going to go into succession and turn into a fruit bush organization? When are you going to turn it into something perennial that keeps growing? You know, that's what we want to do. That's what we're trying to support. That's what I'm hearing coming up historically with my boy here. And, you know, get to that spot that where there's, you know, you go all the way, keep growing, you get to the old growth. Old growth is nice. There's a deep space for that. You go in there and you're like, yeah, I'm here. I'm stable. I'm an old growth forest, like filtering the air and, you know, collecting the energy and keeping it stable. But for the people, you know, the places where there's more food, it's that edge right in between. It's the place where growth and succession are happening, but it's cutting back around with just enough conflict and destruction. It's kind of weird to say, but that's where we maintain it in these ecosystems in our mind even, you know. You think you don't have any conflict, what comes up the next day, one of them, and you're just like, okay, I gotta roll with that and keep fruit in here.
Fire! Yes, I. Yeah. Just giving thanks for all of the positive energy and clarity of mind. One's being kind to my kind, just so we can rewind. And as I unwind, just take this time to get into this rhyme.
Moving forward,
So,
we ain't getting behind.
We're here today just to flow, just to let the energy go, just to let it touch me and you, just to free our crew so that you see that the place to be is with me, standing out in this liberty. Unity is what we express. We give thanks, and I say it from my chest. Yes.
Yes.
That's it. On to the next.
Wake the farm up.
Sit it down now. And break it up again.
tell you, that was the full chord meal. Like all of a sudden it busted out. All of a sudden it was like, okay. Everybody was dancing around up there. I saw shoes flying off and like hats flinging around faster than there was like swirling around. Bubbles popping and everything.
Well, I'm gonna take off. I gotta head out.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I got the show on stage. A lot of fun with you guys. Listen to you.
Yeah. Nick Maurer.
Wait to form up.
You know what's next. The Elf is gonna grab the mic and tell you some incredible stories about spoons on stools, coyotes with rabbit bodies, crystals that came from underneath the earth that no one ever else seen before. We got voices that need to be heard. There's little birds that got wonderful songs and they need to be heard. There's dogs out there that have been howling. I don't know if they need to be heard or not, but if they feel like that, they need to. We feel like that, they need to. Yeah, we want to hear your pivot, your take. Come on, what's up? Waking the farm up. I want to welcome up a mic here to my old school Rainbow Jungle family friend from the way back day when he's been busting some rhymes on the drum kit. Yeah, this is Panther. Let's give it up for Panther. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
Panther,
Nick
no
Maurer
pants.
on his way out here. Make sure he gets some of that stew to go.
Shout out to my friend Julian has a show tomorrow at the Tap Room.
But yeah, shout out to Julian. Thanks for
At the
singing
Tap
up,
Room.
Julian.
That was good singing.
Love the music, Nick Maurer. Appreciate you for contributing. Wake the farm up.
Was that amazing music or
Catch
what?
up with you soon. Yeah. Now we're...
Love you, Elf.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Much love.
Much love, always,
I want to
always.
hear what else they have to say. I love what they have to say. Everyone, I want to hear what you have to say.
I want to hear what you have to say. That's why we're all here. How did we meet?
Yeah, what's something early you remember of?
The first we first met in Athens, Ohio.
What was that? Tell
Long,
me
long
about
time
that.
ago, many moons ago.
When was that?
We were sitting outside an acoustic hookah show, and neither of us had tickets, and we were not getting through that door. We tried, and so we decided to go skateboarding instead. And that's how we met.
Love it.
Yep, that was a good night.
Yeah, did I have a skateboard? I think I had a scooter at that time and like some sparkle helmet and some kind of crazy Casio keyboard that had like beats playing on it that I cruised around and that was like a way that I got around everywhere I went. You know, I had my own soundtrack. It'd be just like some Casio keyboard. You hit that one button once in a while and then it changes it to a different chord.
Yes, you did have a keyboard. You had a whole bag of tricks that night. Yeah. I remember that very well. Yep.
That's how we gotta go, you know.
That's how we gotta go.
So Panther, you were on the Wake the Farm Up show before.
I was.
What have you been doing since the last time we seen you and talked to you and heard about your, you know, you were up in Chicagolands. You just come down here recently from Chicagolands.
I am. I've been up in Chicagolands, Milwaukee Lands, Great Lakes, doing what I do up there, roofing and solar. So yeah, doing a lot of that. Possibly going to Florida this winter, so we'll see what happens
Roofing
there.
and solar, I guess that's kind of a migratory pattern of a roofer. Like when it gets too cold up north, you just go down south and put on roofs.
You do. It's
Okay.
very migratory, yeah. So
Because then it's cooler down there.
yeah. After the hurricane season, that's correct.
They need roofs after that, I
They
guess.
do. They do. Yep, so that's what I'm doing.
What kind of roof would you recommend to be like hurricane proof?
No roof. Get out of the hurricane zone.
Oh, okay. So just let the roof fly, feel open like the tuna fish earlier.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, just make sure you don't step on that later.
Don't step on the roof, no.
So have you, what's some of the craziest roofs you've worked on? We want to hear about some interesting stuff, right?
Crazy. One of the craziest,
Tell us about
actually.
some crazy roofs.
One of the craziest was actually here in Cincinnati, like down in
Cincinnati,
Prospect.
crazy roofs.
Yeah, like over the Rhine, it was 8 stories, direct drop, and hauling mortar mix up with a 5-gallon bucket and a pulley off of an 8-story drop. That was pretty interesting. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And did a lot of snow removal in New Jersey a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, 1 million square feet of snow.
Where'd you take it to?
We took it to the ground.
Where you just removed it and then put it on the ground, like from the sky? Or?
Yeah, with a crane, we put it in these big bags and like took it off the roof and put it on the ground, so so it wouldn't collapse the roof. It was a lot of weight.
No, but for real though, like,
Huh?
like you're like shoveling it with like shovels. Are you driving trucks around that have big old plows?
It was all moved primarily by hand off the roof. Yes, with shovels. Yep.
How big were your shovels though? Were they pretty big?
I mean, big wide shovels, like a big 3-foot, big snow shovel kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you had to shovel off the rooftops.
You do, and you have to
Why?
you have to shovel patterns so that the snow and the ice that's left there can melt properly and get into the channels and the scuppers and get off the roof.
So there's a lot of people in cities that are doing this in the wintertime to make sure we have icicles not falling in precarious places or whatnot. Like, what's the reason for shoveling the roof of your building?
Well, I mean, one is so your roof doesn't collapse, or you get ice damming, which will cause a lot of water damage and that sort of thing. So, yeah, like your roof can begin to rot and mold and get wet and collapse, and that's not good. So, it's a lot of weight. Yes, it's a lot of weight.
It's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But it's good insulation, right? Like, it freezes over and kind of turns into a big igloo.
Not really. Not really.
Maybe you can heat the house with a candle or something at that point. Yeah, how thick of snow are you talking about? We don't get snow that really crushes too many.
I mean, you think of water is 8 pounds a gallon roughly, so it's colder, it's more condensed, so it's going to weigh more. So it just really depends how wet the snow is.
I haven't even thought about snow too long, and now it's like that season. I'm real present in the moment a lot, but he's got me thinking about snow. And it's going to come up in conversations coming closer to when it does snow.
I've been thinking about snow too, and that's why I've been thinking about Florida for the winter.
It's crazy. It's always snowing somewhere.
It is always snowing somewhere. Where do you think it's snowing at right now?
Somewhere cold.
Somewhere cold. Antarctica, right?
I don't know. Do you think it snows there?
I think it does. Do you think it snows there, Antarctica?
I've never been there.
I've never been there either, but I'm just guessing. Yeah.
I got plants in my garden from all the continents of the world, and I do have an ice machine too.
You have an ice machine?
That covers Antarctica, but I don't know.
A big ice machine.
To cover a whole Antarctica, or to keep the glaciers running? What do you
I
need
mean,
the ice
both,
machines
right?
for?
You get 2 or 3 of those machines.
So what?
You can run them on solar power?
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about the solar power. That's perfect. So tell us about some solar power, like what you see in that kind of, business being up north, growing our own electricity so we can do podcasts and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you want to have your own power. You generate your own power enough to, power your fridge or your whole house, depending, where you're at and what kind of orientation you have. Not every house is a candidate for it. There's a point where it just doesn't make sense financially, so it'll get there. It's like anything else. The more it comes into use, the cheaper it's going to get for people at the end point, the consumer, and yeah.
Yeah, anybody experimenting with thatched roofs?
Thatched roofs.
Besides
No,
me, I
we
know
actually
you know
spoke about this. No, I did learn about some thatched roofing when I was in the Bahamas a long time ago.
Can't talk about
So,
a roof without a thatched roof coming.
Thatched roof. Yeah, I don't know much about thatched roofs, but
Well, just like
real old school, very tribal.
I mean,
Yes,
the basics
absolutely.
of it, you want to make sure it's like 45-degree angle. You want to learn, look into ethnobotanical sources around the area that you live in, whatever part of the world you in, what kind of plants that are growing there that have been used for thatching before, because a lot of times those are the best ones. And some of the best ones we have growing around here are like the Phragmites. It's an invasive, but we also got native grasses too, like the big blue stem grass. That grass is rated at over 50 years on roofs. What's your asphalt roofs ones got on?
Not 50 years, 30 years,
I'm
20 to 30 years, depending on the product.
Yeah, don't you think it seems like it should be marketable? It's like, are people afraid of it because they like think that it'll catch on fire because of some funny fairy tale story or something?
I would say there's definitely fire code issues, but I won't tell.
Yeah, there's probably fire code issues with thatched roofs.
Probably so, yes.
If you do it right and you get them tight, they're not that like ignitable. I mean, of course, if you like run up to it on a horseback with a torch and hold it up underneath it, it's gonna light. But so will the asphalt roof, right?
How watertight is it? Yes, the asphalt will light, yes, but it doesn't have
I've seen that stuff getting thrown in a hillbilly bonfire.
hillbilly bonfire, huh?
Asphalt burning. Like, what's going on? Is that carbon sequestering?
I mean, if you've driven on a road, like you've driven on somebody's roof, so
Yeah.
a lot of the asphalt roof gets recycled into, asphalt again. So, yeah, it's a nice little thing to know.
So you like water collection systems? What kind of roof would you recommend to people for collecting water?
One that has an angle on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that has a with a
I'm
roof.
a big proponent of gray water systems. You talk about water systems, so
Like
yeah.
I like collecting water off of metal roofs, preferably over an asphalt roof, because the asphalt rainwater is collecting some of the asphalt, some of the coal soot. Those little particles that are in asphalt road are made out of. They're like old burnt coal.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I don't know, metal. It seems like it would just kind of go across it. Maybe put some trace metals into it, some zinc or
Yeah,
whatever.
very likely,
galvanized
yeah.
Steel does.
There's, and then the products themselves is recycled end to end quite often. So it's for what it is, it's fairly clean, I guess, for what it is.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, appreciate you checking in on the show.
I appreciate you having me. Yeah,
Once again, it's wonderful. Like celebrating this 1 year, we're mashing up so much into this show. We got, you never knew where we were going to go last year. Anybody that started out checking this out, there's some people here that have been supporting this for a long time, and yeah, who knows where we're going to go from here. But there's a lot of really amazing, cool things coming up in the horizon already. I'm just going to save it for when it comes up. So check out the show, tune in, enjoy.
you first told me about this. You first told me about this podcast, and I said, I know this thing's going to just get really big. So I see it happening.
Well, it's something.
It's amazing to be a part of it.
It's a big in its own little archival adventure somewhere, I'm sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I love you,
Appreciate
brother.
Let's all give a hand for Panther.
Happy to be here.
This is so good. Yeah, wake the farm up. We're maintaining ground here. And I'm really excited to greet my brother up here, Obalaye, coming from the 144 Farms in Cincinnati. Hitting it.
What's up?
Welcome, pull up this mic. You can hold it in the stand. Or
Peace and blessings. Give
Yeah.
thanks.
Obalaye was on the show. We had a show we did back earlier in the spring. It was kind of like this, a kind of a beautiful day that turned into a little bit of rain spitzer, so it kind of mellowed us out. We were chilling in the garage down in the shed.
Yes,
the
the
spot.
shed.
Yeah, the shed. How you been doing? Tell
Wonderful, wonderful. I've been doing wonderful, just still engaged in the fight, you know what I mean? It's a shame that, create and present natural things as a fight, So we fighting to survive, fighting for support, fighting for everything, fighting to make what we do important to people. So that's a fight too,
Yeah, I think what you're doing and where you're doing it is all like so cosmically important.
Yes, give
And
thanks.
I love knowing you. I feel like you got the shoes, the feet to move, the energy, the mojo to move what you need to do with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you share with us like where like some of the 144 farms or spots are at where you're working and moving energy? I mean, a lot of people know like Cincinnati zone, but we're going out here.
We're on a farm in the historic Wooden Shoe Hollow in a community we call Winton Hills. We're in what I consider a contested zone because it's like partly Spring Grove Village, partly Winton Hills. It's right there on the boundary, on the border. So, but we're not having no turf wars or anything like that. We say call it what you want, we just want to be happy and exist. We have a small farm operation we're trying to grow out there in the hood, and our whole focus is to feed and teach people how to grow, particularly in the area of Winton Hills, because that's where I was born and raised.
Big grow.
Yeah, so we trying to just teach everybody how to make food, how to grow food, how to eat healthy, how to survive. We're in a very interesting historical time, and everything is cyclical. So I feel like we're going back to some of our older ways. And it's going to be necessary to understand the old ways to, live in this new world.
Hey. Spiraling it out, it's like, I like this cyclical aspect, but I feel like, we're not really going to be able to go exactly back where we came from. But like a spiral, we'll spiral out somewhere a little bit farther out, somewhere fresh and new, but it's, there's certain patterns that help us through.
Sure. And it's part of the same groove, though. That's the thing. It's part of the same spiral.
We're both we're all audio listeners. We're up here dancing in spirals.
Yeah. So, we just trying to big up the area. We're doing the farm thing. And now that the weather's changing, we got some fall crops in. But,
eating good.
Yeah. We're just trying to see ourselves through this winter and, come out next year swinging, because next year is a critical year for us. So,
you got some fun ideas on how you feel like you're going to connect some people and on those like goals you're talking about, teaching people how to grow the food, how to connect with the food and
and so we do
multiply it.
We do stuff outside of the farm to get people engaged. So, we're doing a Wednesday night at the Greenwich Tavern, spoken word. We're doing an open mic over there. We started doing open mics over there maybe like 20 years ago. I since moved away, and then I came back.
I did one of those.
And
I remember that Greenwich open
Oh, yeah.
mics.
Oh, yeah. Them used to be fire. Yes, I remember we used to be kicking it. Yeah. So, and that's why, I'm really excited right now to see, you still banging at it. 20 years later, you still out here making a difference in the art world, and then, taking the art and, transferring it into other vibes, you know what I'm saying, and making us look at other things in an artistic manner that might not generally used to be looked at in an artistic way, but we fusing it, So, we're doing that Wednesday night. It's free before 10 o'clock, so we want everybody.
Every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday, it's free, and we're going to start a slam starting out in October. It's November. November to December, November 22nd to December 27th. Once a week, we're going to have a poetry slam for cash money.
Oh, like the slamming
The
this one
competition.
gets the bucket of cash.
Sure,
the
sure.
bag on the table.
Yeah,
cash on
and the
barrel.
thing we want to do with our slam though, we want to our judges, which are you choose your judges just randomly out of the audience, but we want our judges to engage, to judge on content, in terms of positive impact of that piece. So we want people to intentionally teach us. We want to encourage that to
hammer
get the
down.
pop.
Tell us
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on. We're stepping up to open mics.
Yeah. So the next thing is we also doing the Wind Hills Historical Society.
Yeah.
We gauge in the community of Wind Hills historically, because I think in order to know where we're gonna go, we should at least take a look at where we've been. And the more I learn about American history, which I spent most of my life learning about African history, to learn that I should have been studying American history all along, because it's a way far more interesting story.
Well, tell us what you mean by that. Like, tell us what's the American story and what you mean by that, and because what you mean by that to me feels like what's inspiring for me, what's passionate about, like wanting to know more about that story.
Yeah. I think a lot of American history. All of us know it's been just taught in a real false manner.
American.
And you can't even distinguish the truth from the lies at this point, and the crazy thing about it is that most people who even made it to the shores of, this land are amazing people. They had to really endure a lot. They had to get over a lot. I don't care where they came from, but that story is just not told. The true story of America, which it should be inspiring and not people fearing it. Like it's a truth and I don't even think it's people doing that today. I think it's once you tell a lie so long, generations later we don't know what the hell's going on.
Not at all. Yeah,
So
I know one for me when the internet came.
Yeah,
we've talked about this, how like information rises to the top. Now, back in the 90s, when the Back to the Future movies came out, the last one or whatever, I remember it was like a rumor. Everywhere I went, people would be like, yeah, those hoverboards are real. They just haven't issued them out yet. Right. It was really common. But then I remember like talking to somebody about that like maybe 7 years ago or something, and they're like, I don't believe that. And I'm like, I go look it up on the internet, and it says the hoverboards being real and being held out for market was a rumor that was spread in the 90s.
Right.
I'm just like, that's so interesting. That one came up before it went too far, got diffused. But maybe they really do have these hoverboards and they just wanted to diffuse it. I don't know. It doesn't even matter anymore. Sometimes some of these things, it's like, it's just a hoverboard.
Yeah. And that's what it is. There's a lot of history, and it's just, we need to look at it. Look at American history, especially the stuff from like the 1700s. It's to me, it's really interesting.
So, sorry.
Yes, sir.
So what we got some historical creatures coming up here right now. That's if you guys are like, everybody's looking there around in all different directions. Here's the creature.
About like with the architecture, so there's a community of people that have been started looking into the architectural historical story that we've been given, which is one that we can all practically look at it's strictly with critical thinking.
Yes.
And that one's a little bit, if we steer into the 1800s, you find these amazing stories over and over again. We see lots of fires. We see buildings that were built in a year that are crazy in size. Or we look at like the World's Fairs of like the late 1800s and things. And
that was
they
amazing.
show you these buildings.
I know. It looked like something from a paradise.
Then we start hearing about these people called the Moors, who actually had a lot of authority, and I never learned about the Moors.
I know. know.
And so that's some 18. I'm just throwing out some real talk shit.
Yeah,
So we
man.
get the specifics of what I was wondering if what was where was. Because these are concrete, these stories about architecture, if we start there, instead of some of the other more esoteric, some of the other forms that can take, the architecture is then it's marble, and it's, take our Cincinnati courthouse. They use these stories of riots and things, and then fires. Well, how do you burn down a marble and stone and limestone building?
Right.
You don't. So they tell us at the courthouse, for instance.
Yeah.
So these stories, how are they told? How have they reached people's minds? And the depth in which we have to decipher the elements. Because if we're teaching the kids the story that we were given, we've done ourselves and our ancestors a very big disservice.
True that.
They should not be learning, and you start with the architecture, because that is, I can hit that. Okay, wait, the story, you're telling me they built all this in a year. These people.
Look what we built
What
in a
did
year.
you build? What did you build? And where did you get all that stone? And all this, and then you start looking at, because where you're talking about with the mound builders, the quote unquote, that's real cute. That's real cute. Because these, they were mounds. Oh, no. They had exactness to form, and they weren't just mounds. I think at some point something was covered.
Sure.
And then they were rediscovering that at different times.
Yeah, we talking million. Again, I can't speak with any kind of surety, but what I could say is that I totally believe that time has been in existence far longer than we could record. So, we don't have no recordings of some of these mounds after they deteriorate over 1 million years. Like you said, what was actually there 1 million years ago? So I do understand that. I do look at rock formations that it's been so long that they've been like that we think they're in nature, but they're definitely stuff that we as humans created or dealt with or, had our hands in. So again, I just think just discovering that type of information. And that's why for me, instead of focusing on history, I think it's really critical to focus on genealogy. See, in genealogy, to me, it gives each individual person an opportunity to learn about fantastic people that they came from. Because I don't care who you research, anybody in the world that has life and talk, if you do their genealogy, you're going to run into some amazing people. And that's what especially for people who grew up in the community I grew up in, it's like everybody didn't smoke crack. Crack is young. We've been here for generations, but we're being focused on a story that don't have life to it. So again, we're in a perpetual state where we don't think we can rise above this idea, but that's because we're not being told genealogy. The minute you get told genealogy, and I don't care again, that will solve the whole racial thing, because again, then you'll see is a lot more mixing than you probably originally realized, because I'm black now, or I'm so-called black now, you know what I mean? But again, it could have been ancestors in my family that look totally different from me, and vice versa, for people who look other ways. So, but the point I'm making is that what we've been doing as human beings is what we should be studying, and not really worrying about the little differences that's young. It's modern thinking, because ancient thinking was on some other stuff.
One of the things I look at, we talk about like flat screens and like kids being on flat screens, adults, we're adjusting because these flat screens are changing since we were kids. All these things are changing, and we're worried about these flat screens that are like communicating things to us, and they're teaching us things. Well, it's been going on longer, since we had the printing press, we started having books. the rich people were like valuing the people that had information from these books more than the people that had the information from the three-dimensional, muscly, real, organic world that you move in. And that's what like the ancients are on. They were like imprinting this information into themselves, not on a flat screen, a two-dimensional world thing, a flat book thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, you could sit in a library and graze through the halls of the books of all the world that people have written, all the historical archives, and just mass amounts of information could be in you. But still, like, that all came from the three-dimensional world, all that information originally.
Yep. And that's what, and now we are still in it. So it's now should be that much more reason to get busy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why even with the farm, life, it's like this is the new generation of farming. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just looking at it like it was just a thing of labor. It's a thing of life and love right now. Again, because of technology and that we've grown over millions of years, we don't even grow like we used to. If people talk about, we have a 13-acre growing field. I never used the shovel in, so it's like, we got growing techniques that don't dig up the earth. Right. So we're not here to necessarily disturb what's already going on. We're just trying to exist with it. So again, our technology today is easy to me. I don't, back in the day when you want to grow in a straight line, because nothing in nature is straight, but you want to grow in a straight line and you want to get the best and the most and the biggest and the heaviest and the fattest and
the earliest, latest.
Then you're going to do all that. It's hard to do that. But if you just want something to eat, that's so easy. It's so easy.
There's food everywhere.
It's the easiest thing. Right? Like food, medicine, you know what I mean? Recreational stuff. Everything is right there, just for us to consume as needed, but because things are so processed today, you rather somebody else process it for you. When a lot of stuff, if we processed it ourselves, it would cut down on a lot of need of messing with people at the store. And like, because it's like they holding a thing over our heads, like, what's gonna happen when we close? It's like, so I mean, food is out here. We just gotta forage.
Right.
We gotta get back out there. Like when you was out there with me, just identifying stuff. Right. Even stuff again. Life is continuing education. You'll never know all of it. So when somebody point at something, I've been to school for farming. And again, that's school. So farmers know that means nothing. It's like driving. You can go all the school you want to, but you got to get down there. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you got to keep graduating in a school of hard knocks. Right. The school of hard knocks just keeps going on every day.
Right,
even when you're sleeping, it's like, all right, fine, we'll let you sleep because you can't do anything else.
And then like I said, you see stuff out in your yard that wasn't there yesterday. Some new stuff growing all the time. So it's always learning. So, I'm just having a great time learning. I'm glad to encounter other beings learning in this rotation. I give thanks. The elf, man, he been doing it, man. So I really appreciate you, man, just for keeping me in the rotation, keeping me in the thoughts, and you know what I'm saying, and keeping me in the vibe. And, so next season, this coming 24, this is going to be our big year. This we coming out year. We haven't tried to really sell stuff. We pretty much been giving stuff away since we started back in 19. But we're going to try to put some stuff up for sale, this year. But again, that's what is that? It grows so much that I can give away and sell, to those who want to buy, give thanks. And to those who need, we got. So, if you ain't got nowhere to be, yes, I.
Wake the farm up. Let's get 1, 2, 3. Let's all wake the farm up. Yeah. I got this basket full. We keep talking about these trifoliate oranges back here. They got some seeds in them. They'll grow more trees. They're super spiky. They can make an impervious hedge somewhere. But check these out. I want to like send some and gift some of those off to the 144 Farm Zone.
That's all right. Give thanks.
There's some wild grapes back here too.
All right.
And
Appreciate it.
crushing. If anybody needs any more grapes, we've been feeling grapey here tonight. It's a grape rush.
Yes, sir.
These are some of the seedy wild ones that the birds be traveling around planting new ones every year.
Man.
You know, I don't know what they want to call these ones. We might call those like Mockingbird Special or something. You know, what do you want to call it, Gail? You know about birds.
I don't know that one.
You don't know the great birds? All right, we'll call them baby Concords. People love Concords. You know, the flight of the Concords or something like.
We was just talking about grapes
We'll
today.
call them condors.
Me and my cousin Vic, Gkilla, we was just building on it. Cause we was talking about like grapes, like maybe even doing something with a focus on grapes.
You know, we've been talking
You
about
know what I
grapes
mean?
too.
And we need to
All kinds of people keep around me wherever I go. People are talking. There's grapes coming through right now. There's so many. They're out there in the wild. You eat the seeds. So if you go into like a health food store or something, you go into a little section. There'll be a little vial that says grape seed extract.
Mm-hmm.
You know why you need that? Because you ate grapes without grape seeds in it. If you're crushing them out there, if you're anything like me and you're foraging because you need to eat and you need oily things and fatty things so you can fatten up for the winter. You're eating grapes with seeds in them, you feel fuller afterwards, you feel better. That's like the oils in it slowly time releases the sugars in it, as opposed to when you just get the grapes without the seeds in them, they'll just like sugar blast you and you'll be like, oh yeah, that was fun. I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still good. I'm not saying a grape without seeds is like
Right.
the bad thing. I mean, like, definitely better than a milk dud or something. I mean, they're good, but I mean,
Exactly.
for your system,
Yeah.
for the whole ecosystem. I want to get down on the ground down at the 144 Farms and walk with you in the ecosystem there and see how it's growing and see how it's flowing.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff out there now because, I don't do a whole lot of mowing and messing around out there, and a lot of that is intentional because I happen to go to school for permaculture with this amazing dude named Toby Hemingway. And
did you study with Toby?
Yeah, man.
I got to study with Toby, man.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my boy. He's gone.
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah, man.
Back.
Yeah, transition. So, again, the stuff he was just teaching us was like off the hook. So, I don't have to mess with nature too much. I know, again, like I said, in the beginning you think straight line, miles and acres of straight rows, and then you find out that nature didn't care nothing about none of that. It's like you just throw it out here, we'll take care of the rest. Move out the way, just fling them on out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we keep talking about it with the succession and how, you want to build a system that has the most maximum fruit production. It's right in that middle zone, we're between a grassroot field and an old growth forest. The grassroot field, that sounds cool on paper, it's like, okay, we're a grassroot organization, but when are you going to go into succession and turn into a fruit bush organization? When are you going to turn it into something perennial that keeps growing? That's what we want to do. That's what we're trying to support. That's what I'm hearing coming up historically with my boy here. And, get to that spot where there's, you go all the way, keep growing, you get to the old growth. Old growth is nice. There's a deep space for that. You go in there and you're like, yeah, I'm here. I'm stable. I'm an old growth forest, like filtering the air and, collecting the energy and keeping it stable. But for the people, the places where there's more food, it's that edge right in between. It's the place where growth and succession are happening, but it's cutting back around with just enough conflict and destruction. It's kind of weird to say, but that's where we maintain it in these ecosystems in our mind even, You think you don't have any conflict, what comes up the next day, one of them, and you're just like, okay, I got to roll with that and keep fruit in here.
Fire! Yes, just giving thanks for all of the positive energy and clarity of mind, ones being kind to my kind, just so we can rewind. And as I unwind, just take this time to get into this rhyme.
Moving forward,
So,
we ain't getting behind.
We're here today just to flow, just to let the energy go. just to let it touch me and you, just to free our crew so that you see that the place to be is with me, standing out in this liberty. Unity is what we express. We give thanks, and I say it from my chest. Yes.
Yes. That's on to the next. Yes.
Let's have some fun now, right?
And as we hit, we feel like a chief.
Crow.
Yeah. Man, this shit fire. Y'all know how many times I passed out tonight? At least 23 times, and I'm only 33.
My Wookie here.
In my prime.
Hot solo. You know where the jack go. We plugged in the microphone flow. He been checking the mic for about 2 weeks, y'all. You know.
Yeah.
He passed out 20
Hey, yo, hold
times.
on.
He didn't even. Was that mic 64? Was that mic 82? You don't know. Check it out. It's the one that looks like a little minion too. All right, you all gonna be singing here at some point. We're closing out this Wake the Farm Up recording. We got that was an incredible collection of mashup of.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody here. Wake the Farm Up is definitely at its 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Right. We had some force stew with the broth of a deer. Because, I mean, you can only get broth from meat, right? Is that right?
What up?
No.
What up?
Is there vegetable broth?
Yeah, man.
What up?
Oh, yeah.
You learn something new every day, people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the deer be walking around in the forest collecting all the vegetables, diversity of food, maybe 300, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,200 different kinds of plants, and they put it in one little system, and then somebody comes along with their car too fast and knocks it over, and it goes to my boy Joe. My boy Joe cuts that thing up, and next thing you know, the neighborhood's throwing a party. We got some meat up on the grill. Nobody had to pay no bill. Talk about.
Come on up, man. Bless us.
Bless that person.
I hope everybody really had a good time, because I'm having shrug time. Little boy people don't say shit, and I had no weed. All I got is a shell. Yo, this shit lit. When the rain comes down, and the pitter-patter sounds, and the water hit the ground, and the sorrow flow, and the sorrow flow from the vein. Lord knows I could sing all about my pain.
Over the top of the
Yeah, I
hill,
tell you.
where the tree crown, it don't rock, cause it to what a piece.
Life, I want more from this. Got it like it's life, it's a hit. Put your life on the list. Write the script, I have you following it like it's a jest. And this isn't a different adjustment. I got it, bodysuit, no tie. Walk on the same road, like fallen saw who was lost without light. Who want more from the sight? Who want more from the night? Who dwell from the night? Feel like I've been falling with too much sorrow. I've been feeling this long, so feeling alone. Ain't nobody been on of me.
I often reminisce, mind drifting like a slow flake, floating until it touched down. I never will forget the times we spent, and I admit that things changing, they will never be the same since y'all died. I use a situation to push me along my long ride. The motivation, push my imagination to cloud nine. I elevated my status to greatness, it's my occupation, and I love it. Like Chicago love Jordan, my cousin Debo told me that's your style. Killer running, so I hit the whole trucking, busting through the linebackers. Not your average rapper, I'm more a poetic storyteller. My autobiography, an artist, ex-drug dealer. As I sit up under the tree of knowledge, an apple falls from me. I wonder, should I bite it? Been searching for heaven for so long, I hope I find it. You push the play button on life, but you can't rewind it. The pot of gold, they say, you can find up under the rainbow. After the rain, sun and shine, but I was never lucky. I'm in the ghetto, but the only thing raining is the metal shell casings. Cops lurking, man, it's getting ugly. Dodging the seal, run around hot, chasing Franklin and Ben, getting it in. Trying to stack dough before you go to the pen. Damn, life sucks, but shucks, I got a stunt like G5 to Italy, Sicily, with my little sister Sicily. I wanna go where I wanna go. Blow the finest pineapple I can find. Relax my mind, sun rays beaming through the blinds as I recline with dimes surrounding me sipping wine. You know.
Yeah. Wake the farm up. What's up?
Wake the farm up.
Freestyle,
Wake it
welcome.
up.
Up in there with some poetry.
Yeah. I like that. This what's up. I feel like this my new home, y'all. I'm coming.
Welcome home, right?
I done found my family. That's what's up. I like this whole vibe y'all got going on.
What's next? You know, this next year, this show, we never know how it's gonna flow. We flow like water. You know, we'd like to take some kind of form, like a river or a lake or a stream or something. But, you know, we just flow. Take the path of least resistance. Connect to build the bridges with the old ones that fell apart, that didn't even work from the start. It's like, come on, it's a new day, it's a new way. We can look at the historical perspectives, we can look at the future perspectives, we can look at it in the conspiracies and mix them all up and shake them all up and have fun. Pivot. Take another look, what? Take another look, crow coming flying from the crow's nest.
What's I'm saying?
He's on testing the mic.
Hey, yeah. Alright, yeah. All I really care about is money for right now. Alright, so how many people don't need money right now? Yeah, I hate my life. Alright, look, no, I don't.
I think there was like 4 people back there. They definitely were the ones that looked like they needed the most, though. Can we get them some money? Back over there in aisle 22, back behind the food carts. I don't even know if they've gotten food yet. I want to make sure they've gotten some stew. It's super.
Yo, I had a hell of a day, though. Today, I had a hell of a day. Does anybody know what PTSD feels like whenever it just sparks? It's the most fucking overwhelming sensation that you can feel. Alright, my bad. Let me get back to this shit.
What you about to do? Get cash, get money.
Yeah.
Cash, get money.
All of the money that's in the pocket. Duffel that, put it in my deposit. Rough draw that shit, that's a guap. Put that shit back in that shit. The fuck, I'ma lace it up. Top them off. Trip them up.
What you about to do?
Lost them out. You flooded.
Get cash, get money. Get cash, get money. I'm about to hit the block.
I'm in my way right now. I'm not gonna lie.
He cold over there with that. What's that? A violin or a banjo? I don't know what it is. Hey, that's cold. Ooh, the violin. Okay, then.
Our boy wait for that. Preston on the violin, cruising it in to outer space and back again through the jungles of the Ohio, up and down the streams. We be picking little coconuts. That's what we calling them. It's the walnuts dropping down right now. You crack them, Don't be stalling it, you know, you crack them up and they're like, people ain't afraid of them. They'd be like, they're too hard to crack, but you know, have you ever tried to crack a coconut? You gotta try to crack a coconut open with a little tool, you know, you just smack the thing open, it's a walnut. They're growing on everywhere. You crack them open, it tastes like coconut to me. They look like little tiny coconuts in the leaves on the tree.
Like a puzzle to put together. Ain't no game to play. It's getting so serious. Demon scheming on my soul to take. I pray to God daily. They show me the road and got me on my way. But I feel situation got me out here hustling, trying to make that pay. Like a puzzle to put together. Ain't no game to play. It's getting so serious. Demon scheming on my soul to take. Hey, check it. Now I done got to that damn stage where I got to change, gotta make a move, gotta take care of all of my kids. Hopefully one day they grow to know that I had to struggle and hustle. Gotta get what I can to try to be a man when actually the fact is, penitentiary chances made me understand I can't be doing 5 to 10 for 28 grand and missing my children at a growing. Oh, I like the way that, hold on. The breakdown made me mess up. So it sounded so loud.
Now you don't mess up with the children, you know. You just make sure they know that you're in your flow. Make sure that they go up and they know that you've been doing what you know. There ain't no mess up, a wizard never late. A wizard always show up at precisely when they intend to. They don't have to deal with nobody else's clock. There ain't no way to wrong, right, wrong way to right way to wrong way to right. This wrong song. So write it up fresh, huh? Yo.
Battle cat, no battle
amazing.
rat.
That was amazing.
Take his hat, put it back on her back. Banana peel that. Got it like it's a clip. I ended that. The movie seen a full clip. Put it in the burial plot. That was the end of that. Obituary story was already read. That was in depth and that's a fact. They're looking at the story. That's collateral. I wanted that's a domino effect. I'm taking that. I want it all. Put it back in the grip.
Pillow talk.
Cause that was my dog. I gave him a ball. He tried the ball, but he crossed ties with the law. Said, good. Give him with the grip, cuz everybody that be wanting to smoke, and I hit cuz. Lost the brother, now he want no love. Fly.
Yeah.
Shit, no. I'm dirty.
The wind. The wind is blowing, but I can't feel it. The band is playing, but you can't hear it. It's destruction happening everywhere, baby, but we don't fear it. Why? Like there's things happening all around me, like there's food in my mouth, yet I don't taste it. Money is everywhere, oh how do we waste it? So face it, the truth. We're afraid of the youth, but this seemed to be the lasting proof, the eternal excuse to why we do nothing. It's snowing, but I'm not cold. I'm tired, yet I'm not old. I have nothing yet. I'm always giving. I'm dead, you dig? So why am I still living? There must be a reason for all this pain, driving me insane. There must be some gain. But I can't tell from dying in this hell. So I keep sleeping.
Flow so ferocious, split packs, fuck hoes, I'm pussy overdosing. Locomotive emotion and routed the money mission, lavish living in the mansion, gold ceilings, cop the Porsche, Panamera, no ceiling, good business, we building the whole building, hold up. There's no escape from fulfilling this good feeling, hold up. I'm on a level I recommend you to reach, bitch. Street nigga embedded with no inheritance, just these licks in the south. A nigga got a whip, just this gun in this clip, gotta keep it equipped. Everybody in the ghetto toting medals, this real life stunting come with a price, steadily chasing this fame, bright lights and white ice. Get a million, then flip that bitch to a Billy Mike, blow overnight, take flight. Bron James, right? Bron James, right? LeBron James, right?
LeBron James,
Right. Hey. Try to catch me slipping, but yet I'm falling, I'm balling. Getting up off of the ground, you know that I'm crawling. Even if I was a dog on my all fours, You know that I will never be. Damn, I just fucked it all the way up. Hey, yo, you know, it was good.
Yeah. We look ahead for truth, and boy, is it hard to find. But it's truly not if you look behind. There's people searching high and low. They still don't know which way to go, but the truth is the truth. So then you ask the preacher man to help you please if he can. You give him $50, he give you a book. You get excited, then you take a look. Now you're more confused. Boy, what a crook. But a book is not truth alone. The truth is the truth. So then you look to your mate. Yes, the very one that you love to hate. See, they're the reason you search so hard for this very thing you can't disregard. And what's really strange about the truth you see is that it might be different for you and me, but rightfully so. And it still remains that we're so alike, but we're not the same. So here's the truth that should end the game. The truth is the truth.
Girl, I've been thinking that I need to be a man and go ahead and settle down and spend some time with the one I love now, baby. Time and time again, I see my fam going through that phase of breaking apart with the ones they love. So it makes me want to just be real with you, baby. Girl, I've been thinking about you.
I felt your aura through the door as I knocked, impatiently waiting to see your beautiful teeth behind your soft, sexy lips. When the door opened and we embraced, my butterflies turned to birds, my feelings dissolved my words, and briefly, our souls was at peace. You invited me in for a sit and we sat, then began to indulge in some idle chit-chat, but what was really peculiar was how our souls seemed to carry on a much deeper conversation, because every time I looked into your beautiful brown eyes, the spirit started to realize that everything could happen, and it could surely be okay. So right about that time, I began to say, this is the time, this is the day, this is our space.
Voila.
This is our space.
Voila.
Time and space.
Voila. Waking up in the kingdom of a world that exists for all. Fell in love with the same chick, and she's a dog. Voila. And I've been chasing the cat like I'm a ball, huh? She been looking at me like I've been a dog, man. I've been locked up like I've been in a dog pound, like voila. Once I'm out, I'm wondering if she gon' hold me down. Looking at the world and ain't nobody around. Got to spray it at peace, put the flip up in the air. When it come down, will it be Bloody Mary? Let me preach one time. Let me drink. Let me pour out the same one. Let me think. I got too much time off the wristband. Time I spent thinking about the same chick and some. She got my mind, held that ransom. Time I left so random. I put it back in the tangent. I wish that God would just replace it. Put me back into new placement. And that would have been my renovation.
I got the Kush on the table, eyeball for the GG. Smoke granddaddy perk mixed with some triple OG. Boy, niggas be perk talking about loud pack that seaweed. I'm an OG, my BGs. Cock squeezing they chop trees. When they hit your head, there won't be no screaming. Nigga, you sleep with demons, plotting and scheming on Gkilla. All of them licks that I've been hitting. See me cranking fucking bad bitches. No coming down to 26s. Cause them feds they be watching. And them niggas out here snitching. Got that crack still cooking in the kitchen. And I gotta watch it, it's rocking. Niggas still moving, they real whatever to make you a pocket. Pokemon hope you more dough. Get a whole brick and back in their O's. Get more Skrilla with my and stay fresh for all these pros.
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We know how to chill down on the farm. Doesn't matter if our feet are getting dirty. We take our shoes off, walk through the grass, maybe feel a little bit of the mud on our toe. You know, reach in my pocket, I got a seat. Drop it on the ground, I sew. If there's a thirst cry out there, you know that there's a need out there. Somebody don't have it, I put that seed in.
Yeah, so they be looking at me like I don't get it because we got it. We got it together, we cashed out, that's a deposit. We gotta withdraw that shit. Put it back into the things we love to get. Lavish shit.
Put it in the
Spending this life is just another jest and it's a jig. And now we dancing cause it's a hit. It's the life up on the list and that's a hit. Ain't nobody a hit, man, they won't stand, man. They can all sit me down, man, they bow down, man. Fuck what you mean. I got my head that's nonchalant. I be walking around, that's around the burial plot. They looking around, I'm looking like a dead, I'm shot. I pull it up, but I put out the same shot. They looking at me, ain't nobody 50 cent up in the guap.
Not even a dollar bill, not even $2 bill. Nobody stopped to dance for the kill. Nobody stopped to take a chance. Everybody was like, "You're my worst enemy. I'm gonna rip your heart out of your chest and eat it." That's an ancient technique. You know, it's like you want to get your enemy when they're gonna take you down to like actually want to eat your heart out of your chest. I mean, because like we're in 2023, you know, we need to go handling things like that anymore. We can go and be like, I got this communication system that I've been working with. You know, it's like, can we talk about it? Like, I want to hear what your needs are, and I want to. He's got respect for the Smurfs, because they be coming out of the mushroom house with little thatched roofs.
Listen to this. Okay, so I actually have a little bit, like a minuscule amount of respect for the men in blue. Yeah. I did it. No cap. Like, just the other day, right? The men in blue called my phone and was like, yo, would you support the men in blue? And I was like, you know, I would, but I'm broke. You know what I mean? I said that shit. And they was like, oh, but what about $5? I was like, I'm broke. They said 15. I said, I'm broke. So at the end of the day, today, right? So today, this is funny, right? So I had an altercation. So I had to call the men in blue, right? I was like, yo. No, wait, let me dial back. Let me tell you what PTSD is like, right? PTSD, this right here is PTSD. Whenever you're not contained or held hostage, but you remember all the effects of being contained and held hostage in the exact same scenario. I was like, damn. Man. I was like, damn. Like, I spazzed out. He was like, man, you okay? You want to walk? I was like, the fuck you mean walk? I live on Woodmont. This is Sharonville. Walk. Nigga. You realize, like I had a bike, right? Got rid of the bike. How'd I get rid of the bike? I'm salty as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I'm so salty, right? This is how salty I am, right? I am so salty, right? That I have no fucking sweetness, bro. I'm like a Sour Patch Kid without the fucking afro. Bro, I'm so fucking sour. It's sour, bro.
We're on to the sour hour. Thank you all who have made it with us all the way from happy hour.
Yo, I love. Now I'm pissed.
Hey, I heard somebody saying
you know, it's better to be understood than taken for granted. I like that one better. Because imagine this, right? I'm about to freestyle this shit right here. This shit lit. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Please.
Oh, yeah. Torio G to the motherfucking killer. You gotta say the whole thing. Torio G to the motherfucking killer.
Torio G to the motherfucking G killer.
Yeah, though. Torio G Killer. 2 separate names, 1 person. You know what I'm saying? You know, Torio is me in a regular day, but G Killer, that's my my stage name. So, and that's why all the people who want to battle music, come check me out. YouTube, G Killer, aka Torio on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can check me out. I got some videos and stuff like that on YouTube, Facebook. Same name stuff on Facebook too. Torio, 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 Torio G Killer, Gkilla. Torio G Killer. GNPNT, Golden Platinum Entertainment, Murderous Click Music, 144, of course, we in the building. Time is Money, ENT. Shout out to all my peoples who doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around the city, we got a lot of local artists in the city. My little cousin, LA Sosa, you know what I'm saying? Couple other cousins and little cousins out here doing their thing. I ain't gonna take up all the time shouting out everybody. But yeah, we doing our thing though. And like Cuzzo said, we at the Greenwich every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, 8 until live poetry. We be having open mic, R&B. Somebody, if you want to get on stage and sing or something, or even do a song, one of your rap songs or something, you can do that too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We open the
mics up.
So
love to hear what people have to say. The open mics for me, like anywhere I go, if I go to a new city or a new town for a job I'm on or something, I just love to look up the open mics and try to find the real open mics. Some people like to go to karaoke.
Yeah.
It's like, that's cool and stuff.
Right.
Like when people are coming with their own creations and the music that's coming out now, it's like amazing, the gems that are out there that may never even play it like that again. There's moments.
And that's why, it's people like me, that's still in the game. I'm 43, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm considered as an older artist, you know what I'm saying? So, but I still appeal to the young ones too. I got a lot of friends that's doing their thing. We, be in the studio consistently. We doing different things from music to comedy. We got some skits and stuff we gonna put together. Shout out to my homie Big Funny, comedian Big Funny, here from Cincinnati, a comedian. They got some shows going on up at the Funny Bone and stuff like that, Check them out.
And I know you're good styles because you come in here with my boy Obalaye from the farms. Yeah, I'm talk about numbers of times around the sun. This is my one. That's the 44 around the times. Not 144 times, but that one time that it's a 44 times.
And he told me about you already and stuff. I seen the video and stuff that he sent me, and I added a little something on there on that video that I helped him edit that with him. So
I love that part where like his head's like moving and it kind of does this like tracer effect.
Yeah. I did that. Yeah,
I love that.
Now I be doing video editing and stuff. I make my own videos. Make my own beats and stuff like that.
Welcome, man, to the second season here. He's on the show talking, but we didn't even know it, but he was contributing to the efforts and the whimsical, fun movement here of the Wake the Farm Up show in the last, first year.
I swear I felt the whole vibes when I first came through. I'm like, okay then, I ain't know. I'm thinking we was going to an establishment somewhere until we start pulling into the community. I'm like, okay, so this has somebody, you know what I'm saying? At the spot.
You like that, yeah.
The way I got it set up is live, though.
We do a weird thing with time here in the podcast. Like, we don't always go forward or backwards. So, sometimes our events, most people hear about them afterwards, which is kind of cool. I don't know, this whole thing was just like a collective of people sending each other text messages and stuff. It's amazing. Man.
It still turned out to be a nice little function, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can see this being thick, though. You know what I'm saying? I can see some real prominent artists being on the stage. You know what I'm saying? One day. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, when you get a chance after the show tonight, we're gonna wrap up with one more cut from Preston. Yeah. And then after the show, check out into the rain zone here, and you can see some of the stage setup. The outdoor at the Atwood. We'll probably be back here doing some again at some point on a nice day when it's not raining too.
Yeah, for
Love
sure.
to have you down.
For sure. I'm more than willing and willing to come through. You know what I'm saying? I like the whole vibes with the whole, live instruments and stuff, and the neo soul hip hop type beats. You know what I'm saying? Poetry type flow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can smoke a pound of weed in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, support your local farmers.
You got flavors. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice spot though, man. I'm definitely gonna come back and bless the stage.
Yeah, blast, man. Yeah. Appreciate you. Kings and queens walking. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get a special closeout song here. So I'm gonna like step back and get in my dancing Elfkin shoes here. So everybody tighten up the little points on the tips. Get your ears tuned in. There's been a lot of joy and cheer and connections and bridges and bridges. How's your britches? Wait, what do you think, Stefan 101? Has it been a good year? What do you think, brother? I want to hear what you really have to say.
Well, as Crow would say, it's been a great year.
Stefan 101's been at so many of the live show events that we've done since day one. Stefan 101 was even episode 1 before we did live shows.
Yep.
This boy taught me so much about sound equipment, and along the way somehow, now I've learned so much more about birds. Makes sense, right?
Tweet, 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 tweet. You ready for a song?
Yeah, he's good. He's going to mix any vocalizing. Wake the farm up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it a round of applause. You can do what you like. What do you need? I'm going to get my microphone real quick and plug it in the voice. Okay, we got 1 more second. We got a minor adjustment. We're getting into the closeout song here. This has been an amazing show. This has been an amazing year. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening with your elf ears. Get yourself some soup.
You mean Keepler?
I can buy.
Not Keepler?
Let's take over the Wake the Farm Up show. You want to? Where'd that elf go?
Where did he go?
Do you think that he's out by some school bus somewhere?
Maybe. Where did you go?
Think it's a track.
Oh, cool. Oh, this is gonna be a cool song ever. Close that song ever. That was cool. So
Creepy Charlie. There's creepy Charlie everywhere, all around me. There's creepy Charlie. Creepy Charlie. It's everywhere, all around me. It's going over the sidewalk. It's in my house. It's in my bed now. Oh my god, it's creepy. It's crawling all over me. It's in my pillows and everything. What's creepy Charlie doing? Creepy Charlie, what are you doing? Creepy Charlie. It's overgrowing.
All those things were happening at one time when we catch up with each other in a moment. We're not quite sure, but so many things that were happening at one time. Wow.
You were like an angel that appeared in my life in this episode. You're so amazing. I'm so glad we know each other. And this is I totally understand this language. Everything you just said, completely. Way more than anything anybody else has said to me in a long time.
It was fun. All right, let me add the vocals a little bit. Wait a second.
That's good. That's bubbly. Yeah, chew faster, everybody. Make sure you chew for 30 seconds on each bite so you get the right amount of saliva mixed into with your food so that when it goes down and through your esophagus, it digests properly and everything else. And once it gets down there, then it'll mix with the stomach acids more properly and have the right amount of microorganisms. And if you get all of it, you never know. You might find them made by Mattel. So, secretly, what we're welcoming in tonight, too, is Season 4 of Wake the Farm Up is beginning simultaneously now. Season 3 is closed out with The Whispering Beard. This episode, people will find out here soon. But check out the Whispering Beard episode when it does come out. It came out before this one, so...
Thank you all for coming.
That was that good
Wake
soup.
the farm up.
Yeah, that's enough.
Wake the farm up.